topic of, the week. I don't know what's going to happen next
You
week.
was a little bit more passionate than that when we originally talked about it. You had a lot to say.
I didn't say anything. What I missed? I said that as far as Julian Michaels, I was like, I don't feel that was cool that she should have body shamed her, and that is an issue in society. And first of all, she didn't get the right information because just because you a big full-figure woman or man, that don't mean you always gonna have diabetes. Now, that there are times when you are big or you're bigger or you gain weight that you could get diabetes, but that's not always the answer. That's not always the issue when you're a big full-figure person. Okay. And then I was like,
go ahead.
Yeah. And then I was like, as far as the dancer was concerned, I was like, man, even when we was having our own private conversation, I kept thinking to, well, dang, she feel comfortable. She feel good about herself. She get up there and dance. It just, her clothing that she wore, she could have, clothed herself up, Maybe that's the conservative side of me. Well.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing wrong with her dancing. It was how she presented herself. Unfortunately, when you go into the industry, it's important that you have the right mentors and the right mindset when you're going into that industry, because it's so many different negative devices that you can get involved in. So you never know. Hopefully she's not using any drugs or any recreational, stuff that causes you to, some people say, give you more energy, whatever the case may be. Hopefully she's not doing any of that, because you said she had a cup in her hand, so hopefully she's drinking. We were talking about.
I feel confident she had alcohol, but I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah. We were talking about if they allow alcohol at the games and if they don't allow it at certain games, and we came to the point that we realized in the baseball that they restricted alcohol. I don't know if it's completely restricted, but I know they did.
I don't know if it was one game. Yeah.
So they did some restrictions there. However, we don't. People take alcohol to events all the time. You don't have to get it from the bar. You can put it in your purse. They got all kind of little stuff that people take if they really want to have some alcohol. So hopefully, Hopefully she wasn't under the influence. Hopefully that didn't encourage her to do what she did. And I'm not saying that she was high. I'm not saying that she was drunk. But you mentioned she had a cup in her hand. So hopefully,
And I don't believe it was sodium.
It wasn't anything that encouraged her to do it as far as, something she put in her system. But, there's a lot of loose things going on in the industry, because they have a lot more freedom, a lot more access. And, they're doing things, that wild lifestyle, whether it's sexual or drugs or whatever. And then you got these people that are, crossing over and swinging and all these different things. Well, we called it back in the day orgy. So hopefully she's being mentored and she's listening to the right people, that she's not getting caught up in that. Because if she's comfortable to do all those things, that may be the encouraging factor that caused her to feel comfortable to do what she did at the game. I'm just saying, and analyzing it. And since it was done, so when she did it, she caused us to have a conversation. So I'm just having a conversation, and I'm just saying, hopefully that's not the case. But when you get comfortable in an environment and then that's her world, you know what I'm saying? She might think it's cool, and then she just might have got a little out of control and out of hand, because there are too many celebrities that come to basketball games, and they haven't showed up on the news or a podcast or anything that they've done something like that. You know what I'm saying? And we can't talk about, if it was somebody smaller. No, nobody. They have different people, different sizes that are beautiful, that have not got out there and done that. You know what I'm saying? In a disrespectful manner. Not that that it's been on the news. So
you're right about that. So we got celebrities go to Lakers games all day, all day long. Okay. So, she just took the Laker game, this particular Laker game, she just took this Laker game to a whole nother perspective. Yeah, and they was playing the Minnesota Wolves, you know what I'm saying? And she was there rooting for a particular player on the Minnesota Wolves, God, Joe, I wonder if it was even distracting the dang basketball players,
It
how
did.
they talk
They
about.
was covering their face. They was covering their face.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, Lord have mercy. Man, they came came to work to
like
play
I said,
basketball.
they were all embarrassed, And, we could say, they might not have covered their face if it was somebody that they were attracted to. But no, at the end of the day, they know a professional environment that's just not cool. Now if they were somewhere in their privacy and she did that, it might have been a different reaction. But in the middle of a basketball game, come on now. And
it did also come out. Yes.
I was going to say, hopefully it doesn't affect her career, because a lot of times they want you to be professional and know how to act in certain environments. And doing that was kind of really huge. I've heard of artists, people in the industry that have done things, but this was kind of like super huge. I mean, I've heard of some huge stuff before, but I'm saying like this was like
not like that.
Just how they did Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is huge. She's
very
she's
conservative.
She's a what's the word I'm looking for? She's a
I don't know, but
very, very what's the other word I thought popular? But anyway, she's very huge. She's a legend. That's the word I'm looking for. Janet Jackson is a legend. She's part of a legend, and they was pissed when that episode happened with the thing coming off her breast or whatever at the game. So I'm just saying. And so I'm just saying how she thought she was gonna get away with that in the basketball game, NBA basketball game.
And the difference was Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake during the Super Bowl game, the biggest game in the world, was not trying to do that. It was a malfunction. Her shirt came loose in the press, and they was having a fit about that. But it was nothing like this over here. You know what I'm saying, man? I don't even know if she ever gonna be able to be asked to come back to the Super Bowl, and that's really sad because it was an accident. But this over here is a whole other. Not even that we should compare, but I'm just saying we had to go here. Our good.
Right.
And so I hope I was able to add a little bit more, Miss Vicky. Side note, we gotta have a little comedy. If y'all was paying attention, I said pay attention, write it down. How many times Miss Vicky gonna say? I'm just saying. So she said 3 times. I'm just saying.
This was something that we were supposed to mention about you too.
Oh yes, thank you. Yeah. Huh?
I had forgot. What is it?
Oh well, thank you because I forgot too. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, when we talking about.
Oh, you do remember? Okay.
What? Yeah. Okay, you remember? I forgot that I was going to mention it. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. And we only got 6 minutes. Let me hurry up. I was talking about self-esteem and the different things that cause somebody to have low self-esteem. So when I was reading it, it mentioned, people that have gone through domestic violence or people that have a disability. So it made sense when I read it and some of the struggles that I've had and with my self-esteem. And see, for me, if it makes sense, I'll try to explain it. In certain areas of my life, I have very high self-esteem. I have a very high self-esteem. And then another area of my life, my self-esteem is not as high. And I have people around me that help build me up with that. So one of them is, my appearance. I never looked at myself as one of them, I'm a gorgeous, beautiful woman or whatever. And it didn't matter if anybody said that to me. I just didn't feel it. But I'm learning how to love myself and feel comfortable with myself. And like I said, when I get my hair done, man, you better watch out, okay? Right. So anyway, I also have, if you guys have been following our videos, I've been working out. I had to take a break this weekend because I kind of injured myself, but I'll be back on the ball next week with Miss Vicky. Anyway, I have a physical disability, and I don't share it too often, but obviously I need to share. I have a physical disability, and I'm still making it happen. Okay?
So
So if there's anybody out there with a physical disability or children, parents with children with disability, I'm letting you know. I believe that's why God put me on the earth. I'm sorry, I got to go here for a second. I believe that's why God allowed me to live because doctors told my parents they didn't know if I was going to make it. Okay. But anyway, so I also have a learning disability, which I found out later in life. So through my learning disability, I have something called disability, dyslexia. So every now and then I have my moments where I get discouraged, and I have people, one of the major ones is Miss Vicky, be reminding me, it ain't that dyslexia. Don't be claiming that. Okay. So sometimes
don't make me sound mean.
No, okay, no, I'm sorry. She's not sounding mean. She's encouraging and helps me to, don't get stuck there and get depressed. So yeah, she's not mean. Thank you for letting me know, Miss Mary. Miss Mary, God, don't get
Miss Mary. Miss Mary, hopefully she's listening. Well, go ahead.
Miss Vicky. So anyway, there's different dynamics of dyslexia. So most of the time when you hear about dyslexia, the first thing people want to say is you read backwards or whatever. But I'm still learning today that there's different forms of dyslexia. So I don't feel that I read backwards, but sometimes my thoughts are unorganized and I'm trying to put it on paper and I need help with that. And sometimes I'm thinking too fast and processing, and I think I said something on myself today. And when I was at church, I was trying to share about, let me say it slowly so I don't say it again on air. What is it called? Do it yourself. So the initials are DIY. You know when they talk about
yeah, that is right.
Yeah. Okay. So I was on YouTube, and my microwave needed to be clean. I mean, not no just little stuff. I mean, it was caked on. I'm like, I can't do it no more. I'll let it sit there for a minute, but when Deacon or Clank is sick and tired of being sick and tired, I will clean up the house like no tomorrow. I will clean up the house like no tomorrow. Now, it'll take me a minute. I'll have stuff all over the floor. Don't care. Don't even see. What you say? What you say?
Really being transparent. Go ahead, because I'm messing up the time. Go ahead.
But anyway, so I was having a sick and tired moment. So I went on YouTube. I found that you could take a lemon, cut that sucker in half, put it in some water, and it will clean that microwave. Now, little cake dough stuff that's been there a minute, you can take a rag, you put it in that lemon water, and you just scrub it to come off, and I'm still cleaning it, but it's much better than it was. So anyway, I was sharing at my church about my DIY moment. Thank you, God. I did not say the wrong word. Thank you. And when I was sharing at church, I said out my mouth, DUI. And my colleagues was busting up. And I'm like, what y'all laughing at? Because I don't like nobody laughing at me because I used to get teased. Don't laugh at me. So I was like, what y'all laughing at? But I said a little more calmer. But I was like, what's funny? I don't see that funny. And the friend of mine, I won't say his name, was like, because I know you wasn't trying to say that, but you know what I said? I said DIY. They was like, no, you didn't. You said DUI. I was like, oh, man. I was not trying to say DUI. And my other friend was like, yeah, we in church. I was like, Deacon Battle, you not sharing? Is there something going on? I was like, shut up. Leave me alone. So anyway, I just wanted to share that I was able to laugh about it. I was able to laugh about it, but there are some times where I have my moments where I'm not able to laugh about it, and I will cry, and I don't like to cry, and sometimes the dyslexia can be overwhelming. You get frustrated. So I'm just saying that, and that having a learning disability and a physical disability can really mess with your self-esteem. But I'm being transparent for whoever may be listening. Whether you have a physical, mental, learning disability, please don't give up. Don't let your mental, don't let your physical, don't let your learning disability define who you are. You can still make things happen. It may take you a little longer, because I'm going through it right now. I missed my walk today. I missed the gym last week because
we love you guys. We talk to you next week. I am not interrupting, but I know DJ Dika is adamant about her music. And we in the last second.
Let me do our music. Here we go. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
for you.